So you've got this big outreach to the Matua community, Neelanjan Sircar. How big a factor will the Matua voters be? And it's very, you can keep criticizing the fact that, polling is going on, but this is an international trip and it's planned in a way that this narrative will play itself out on WhatsApp, on video, on television, local channels, national channels, and will be seen widely, not just in the Matua community, but also across the state.
That's right. I mean, look, the BJP is the party at the center. It does have certain tools at its disposal at the state level that it can deploy to continue to try to win the elections in a way that the TMC doesn't have, and I think that's the most euphemistic way you can put it. But more to the point, the question about how important is the Matua community, what impact will this have? See, here's how I generally think about this, right? So the BJP has done sort of an interesting strategy if you compare it to, let's say, what the BJP has done in UP. We normally think about Mayawati and BSP as a party that is trying to sort of cobble together different groups, But in West Bengal, it's the BJP. I give this to the Rajbongshis, I give this to the Kurmis, I give this to the Mutuas. Now, what's the logic? See, the thing is that given the kinds of numbers we've talked the BJP needs to reach, they're going to have to sweep their strong communities, right? They're going to have to win a very, very high percentage of the Matua votes, Rajbongshi votes, so on and so forth. And so the reason to really reach out and push hard is to really get those percentages up. It's certain that the BJP is going to win the Matua community, but is it going to win 80% of the Matuas, 70% of the Matuas, 90% of the Matuas? That's going to have a huge impact on the 29 to 30 seats the Matuas actually have a lot of influence in.
Supriya, do you think it's a little unfair from the opposition's perspective? Now, this plan was made well before the election dates were announced, but it just so happens that it's on the day that the first phase of polling is happening. The Matua votes are crucial in the phases to come, and it's very powerful political symbolism from the BJP's perspective.
I don't know if you want to make me say what perhaps you want to say yourself, but if you think these are glorious coincidences, I don't. And I really think this is a blatant misuse of position of power, but I don't want to comment so much on that because I think Bangladesh is celebrating, a very big day today, thanks to our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So let's just stop there. But I want to just make a very small point, Rahul. You're talking about West Bengal. Why does the BJP sound and look so confused? Is this deliberate? Obviously it is. They will, approve CAA in the first cabinet meeting in Bengal, but keep mum on it in Tamil Nadu. Keep absolutely silent on it and shirk away the question in Assam. The same BJP who doesn't know who Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar was, they actually went and defaced his statue there, who went and garlanded a wrong Birsa Munda, who does not want to talk about, Shyamak Prasad Mukherjee in Bengal. Why don't you want to talk about that? You've been in government for 7 years. You claim that he died under dubious circumstances. Why are you not launching a probe into it? Is that not Bengali Asmita? You don't think people or the Bangla Bhashis would want to know about that? Because these are opportunistic stands that the BJP takes, whether it is the CAA or whether it's anything else. During the Corona time, 3 ordinances could be passed on farm laws, but the rules could not be framed for CAA. I mean, how opportunistic is this?
Okay,
and you really
let Nupur Sharma respond to that. That in Assam, your manifesto is silent on the CAA. In West Bengal, you say it will be implemented in the first cabinet meeting. When the party president is asked about it, he kind of dodges the question, doesn't give a straight answer on CAA in Assam. In Tamil Nadu, your own alliance partner, the AIADMK, has come out openly against the Citizenship Amendment Act, and the delay in just implementing the rules seems rather inexplicable and not fully explained.
Well, Rahul, first and foremost, I would really like the Congress party to clarify its position regarding CAA. Because I very clearly remember their own Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, saying it on the floor of the Parliament, how it's a necessity in this country. Now, all of a sudden, they've done a U-turn, so much so, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, right before the unfortunate riots in Delhi, went on to say, Arya Par ki ladai hai. I clearly remember. And after the riots ensued, wherein even Congress people, Congress office bearers are behind bars today, Rahul Gandhi decided to go into the homes of people belonging only to one religious section. And that's actually a recorded fact. Now, interestingly, I would also like Mrs. Srinath to clarify her position vis-a-vis Netaji. We all know how much humiliation that man had to go through within the ranks of the Congress party. Let's not forget that. Please get your own house in order.
Really?
Let's not even forget HPMG was a minister in your own rank. Now I want to, yeah, of course I know it a bit better than you. We all remember what you did to him. You could not stand him. Previously,
No, I
think you
so.
need to read up about that. Now I want...
Get a crash course in history.
You don't think so because you've not read so. Now let's also now go back to, Madam, today you just right now said, what about, oh, BJP and TMC is all about violence. Did you not read the papers today? And I'll read the headline to you. 1 killed, 15 hurt as TMC clash. Did you read it? Do you know how many of your own workers are involved in these violence and rioting issues within the state of West Bengal?